Hello to those. Hello to those at home. We're just ready to start now. So, if anyone would like to bring up a topic at home or here, they're very welcome. Maybe Kevin, I said yesterday that you have a chance today. Would you like to bring up anything to start?
Sadhu, sadhu. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you, the Dhamma friends that have been very kind and generous. And patience with my ignorance. Hope I won't be a troublemaker today.
No problem if you're a troublemaker, Kevin. Go ahead.
Thank you. Um, so, after hearing your teaching for over a decade, it seems that we always use the terms, not the terms, I'm sorry, the the absolute truth to explain the Dhamma. And sometimes we negate the wrong understanding, such as somebody has the idea of I, or somebody is attached to the idea of I, conditions, present moment, seeing, etc. But in the end, we use the absolute reality to negate the conventional realities. So I believe that both realities are necessary to learn the Dhamma. So if we do not uh, accept that we need the conventional truth to explain the Dhamma, sometimes it's very confusing whether we really understand the nature of the Dhamma, because everything we say, everything we think uh, uh, is condemned to be wrong. So I don't know when we can really know that we understand it correctly according to the real teaching of the Buddha. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Like now, we use concepts, talk about conventional realities, even to explain the Dhamma. Even the Buddha used conventional realities, used concepts, talked about people and places and so on. But we don't study the Buddha's teachings to become experts in the use of concepts or conventional truths, because we're already experts in the use of concepts and conventional truths. We study the Buddha's teachings to understand what the all is in truth, what the absolute truth is at the moment. And what the Buddha taught is that the absolute truth just consists of cetasikas and rupas, and nibbana for those who are enlightened. So no one is suggesting that we stop thinking in terms of conventional truths or stop using concepts, but we are learning about what is absolutely true at this very moment. And perhaps Ajahn would like to continue, or Jonathan.
Like to make a brief comment, Kevin. It's one thing to talk about what is and is not the path, so absolute realities and the understanding of those are the path, but the understanding of conventional truths or of concepts is not. And it's one thing to talk about that and to say that one is right and the other is wrong. So no one is saying that conventional truths or concepts are wrong. But in the development of the path, it's the understanding of what is unknown to the conventional world that is being talked about. And that's why, for example, we could say that the development of samatha, even to the level of jhana, is not the essence of the Buddha's teaching. He disclosed truths that were previously unknown. And that is the focus of our discussion here. So we're not talking about what one should or shouldn't do in a given situation. We are analysing or understanding the very essence of the message that the Buddha taught about. Thanks. Pass over to Ajahn.
Can ignorance know what is right and what is wrong? What is true or what is not true? Can ignorance know or understand what's right or what's wrong?
No, ignorance doesn't know anything.
So at the moment of understanding that, there is no understanding of the truth of what is now appearing. Is it right? Now, no understanding of the nature of that which is now appearing. Is it right? No understanding of what is now appearing at all. Is it right?
It's correct.
And that is panya, right understanding, not you or anyone at all. It begins to understand the truth of what is there. It is there all day, unknown. That is not there all day. Just appear and disappears instantly, unknowingly, very subtly. Is that true? Before seeing right now, is not seeing. And at moment of seeing, soon as it has risen, it's gone. Instantly, who knows? But it's so true. Learn to understand the truth, to be true to the truth, so very gradually, until it's so firm of what is there. Is a reality, different ones at a time. For example, that which is seen now is not sound. They cannot be together. They cannot arise and be the object of that which experience it all at once, but moment by one moment, only one moment at a time. At moment of seeing, what is seen is there seen. Nothing else is there. Is it true?
Yes.
And seeing now has risen. It sees what is seen only. Is it true? To be true to the truth, Satya Barami, firmer and firmer, little by little, because the truth is so very subtle, so very deep. While we are talking about that which is seen, not the understanding of the true nature of that which is seen yet. Is that right? Because what is seen seems to be people and things. In truth, it's just a moment. That which impinges on the eye bears, and the eye cannot see, and that which impinges on it cannot see. But it's conditioned a moment. It conditions a moment of seeing. Sees it, only that, not people or things, not anyone at all, not shape and form yet, only that which is seen. Is that right?
Sure.
And this is right understanding, beginning to be true to the truth, that the truth now has been realized by the enlightened one, Samma Sambuddho. Otherwise, no one can hear about the truth of this moment, that in truth, there's no thing or no one at all. just a moment of what which appears and disappears from moment to moment. Is it true again? Satya Barami begins to develop, to be true to the truth, beginning to understand what is meant by Dhamma. Whatever is real is Dhamma. So Dhamma all day, seeing is real. At moment when it sees, a Dhamma which arises to see and gone, no one. Hearing now is just a moment of the reality which arises to hear and then gone. No hearing, no sound anymore, never to arise again in samsara. Yesterday experiences cannot be today experience at all. Just one moment in life, one moment in samsara, from birth to death, taken for someone, something, all in one's life. But in truth, what is there gone? Never be found. After it has gone, never to rise again. So what has gone cannot be taken for I or anything or anyone at all. Is it true? Just develop firm confidence of the truth, little by little, until it's moment of realize the truth that we are talking about right now, seeing and that which appears when it's seen and then gone, never to arise again. What is Satya? What is Dhamma? Whatever is real. And whatever is real has its own characteristic. So real. Never be changed at all. Sound cannot be anything, just sound. Only when it's conditioned to arise, to experience, and then gone, never to arise again. So, without understanding, just live in the dreaming world about people and things all day, all life, until hearing about each reality right now, beginning to understand little by little of what is taken for the whole world, the house, the road, the people, the thing. In truth, just one moment of experiencing, seeing through the idol, hearing, smelling, tasting, touching, and thinking after seeing. Thinking after sound here appeared. Otherwise, there cannot be the shape and form of anything appearing right now if there's no thinking. Just a speck of light. Can it be someone or something? And gone instantly. But the continuity of the arising and falling away so very rapidly, now unknown, until understanding begin to develop to attain to a characteristic of a reality, begin to understand the differences between each reality, arising and falling away, appear and disappear all day in all life. Is it true? Satya Barami and other Barami, little by little, developed to realize the truth of seeing now. Before seeing, there's no seeing. After seeing, there's no seeing. Is that true?
The realities we're talking about that are presently unknown cannot be made known by deciding to focus on them. It's obvious when you think about it, but just to take the example of seeing an invisible object, neither of which appears at the present moment. If we focus on what we take to be seeing at the present moment, it's focusing on the concept of seeing, it's focusing, the reality of the present moment that we take for seeing is actually thinking about the visible object that's been experienced by seeing. So they'd be focusing on the concept of the visible object rather than the visible object the reality of it, or the reality of seeing. And the same applies to other realities such as mental states. The reality of those mental states doesn't appear. Just the concept of them, whether it's anger or attachment or any other mental state. So deciding to focus on them doesn't achieve anything in terms of coming to understand the true nature of the as yet unknown realities.
So conventionally it's true that this is a cup. It's a conventional reality. But what the Buddha's teachings are about is understanding what can be directly understood now, and what can be understood are the paramattha dhammas, the absolute realities. So at the moment of thinking about a cup or pointing to a cup, the thinking is the paramattha dhamma. There can be understanding of thinking as just a dhamma which arises and falls away. But that which is thought about, the cup, the idea, is just an idea. There could be thinking about purple elephants, there could be thinking about the lunch an hour ago. Thinking can think about anything, but what is to be understood is the thinking, the pleasant feeling, the seeing, what is seen now, the absolute realities that can be directly known, and the development of understanding leading to the development of satipatthana is always the understanding of reality, that which actually exists, has a characteristic, that which arises and falls away instantly. Ajahn was referring to the each moment in samsara. So life consists of one moment of experience after another, as we've discussed. Momentary death at each moment. The seeing arises and falls away, hearing arises, falls away, thinking arises, falls away. Usually we take the conventional realities very seriously. We think about the house, we think about the family, we think about our close friend who died recently. But actually, life in samsara is just one moment after another. Just a moment of thinking. If there's no thinking about the house, if there's no thinking about India, where is it? So life just exists in the moment. So there's death at each moment, death of the citta and the cetasikas, which we've been discussing at each moment. Each one arising and falling away. So where is the cup? Just at a moment of thinking, at a moment of touching, where is the cup? Just hardness or heat that is experienced for a moment and then gone. So we have to learn to differentiate between absolute realities and conventional realities in order to really understand what life is at this moment, what the world is right now, and what is to be understood at this moment.
May I put the same question in more practical sense? So even if everybody here totally convinced of what has been discussed, we talked about it over and over again, and literally we totally convinced, and we repeat it again and again to remind ourselves. But in reality, forgetfulness is a problem. Every time we contact with the visible forms and other objects, and we completely forget our jobs of wise consideration, we instantly use our conventional perception again. So even you advise that we don't do anything, we don't use the eye to make any decision, but still we have to make a very strong effort to shift our attention to less objects, such as today I decided to stay in my home, in my room without any entertainments, any busy tasks to recollect my mind and listen to the Dhamma. So it's really important that we really need to focus on fewer objects. Otherwise, we get interested in everything else and completely forget the Dhamma. So whether it's correct understanding or not, but it is very useful that one sits quietly in a quiet room, simplify his life, read Dhamma books, listen to Dhamma discussions like this. Everything seems to be focusing on less and important objects. It's the beginning of any more higher understanding, I guess.
Kevin, can there be the reflection on what we've been talking about without setting aside a special time for it? For example, as one goes about one's day, can there be thinking over, not deliberately, but because of one's interest in the Dhamma, in coming to a better understanding of the true meaning of the Buddha's teaching? And this is what we're talking about, right? We're talking about exactly what the Buddha was saying when he taught the Dhamma. While one is going about one's ordinary daily life, are there no moments of reflection at all?
The moment is there, but the forgetfulness is also there, so we miss it.
Different moments.
Yeah.
Different moments. I don't think we need to worry about the fact that it's not 24/7 reflection. That's an impossible goal. The reflection that happens naturally as we go about our daily life is different from the reflection that happens when we sit down with an idea of practicing and presumably generating some kusala, at least, if not awareness and understanding, because that is motivated by an idea that the kusala and the awareness and understanding can be conditioned to arise more easily than otherwise by our effort. But that is not the teaching of the Buddha as far as I understand it. Did he tell people to go away and sit and focus? He, of course, praised the monk's life, the roots of trees, for those who had the accumulated tendency to lead that lifestyle. But he didn't, in the suttas that we have, or anywhere, recommend that as a necessary prerequisite for developing understanding of the present moment reality. Because there were many people who became enlightened without, as far as we know, developing samatha to a high degree. So coming back to what I was saying earlier about getting to the essence of the Buddha's teaching, it's not trying to have a more conventional idea of awareness, and I think that's with respect what you're talking about when you say getting rid of distractions and focusing on whatever is at hand. That's a conventional idea of awareness and concentration. But he talked about the understanding that arises naturally out of one's consideration of his explanation of the way things are in reality. And that has to occur naturally in daily life, rather than by dint of an effort. Because for reasons I explained earlier, any effort that's made is misdirected. If the aim is to see realities, then where is the starting point of the effort? Because realities don't appear. They only appear to awareness and understanding.
My follow-up question on this: we all gather here at particular time, maybe 1:30, and 1.5 hour we discuss. Again we come back, next day we discuss, or next week we discuss, or every Saturday we discuss, Sunday we discuss. Is it also an example of kind of practice, or it is a...
Is there any idea now that I should make a strong effort, or I shall be mindful now, or I'm here for mindfulness to arise? Is there any focusing on a particular object now?
No.
No. Because as soon as there's an idea of now I need to make a strong effort or I need to focus, then it's strong clinging to having no forgetfulness, to having mindfulness, to developing the path. But actually at those moments it's the wrong path, because it's I focusing, I making an effort, I trying to eliminate distractions. So the path is not about trying not to have forgetfulness or trying to make more effort, but just letting the understanding work its way, no matter now in the discussion or at lunch when we were talking about India, or at home when cooking or going shopping. No need to think about particular times or situations or occasions, because this is not the natural development of understanding. Seeing is seeing now, same as in the marketplace, seeing same as at lunch, talking about India. And if there is an idea of particular posture or particular object, I think it's not understanding the conditioned nature of dharmas. Like at moment of seeing, there's no sati, there's no awareness. At moments of clinging, there's no sati. Who can stop clinging from arising, even right now while we're discussing dharmas or when eating lunch? Clinging is there for sure. So the path is not to stop clinging or to force awareness to arise, but understand that whatever arises in life, it's by conditions. And here, what are we doing? It's just for discussion, just for the purpose of considering what is true and what is not. If there's no listening to what the Buddha taught, no considering about the dharmas, such as ignorance, which Anjan mentioned, we would have no idea. So the point of discussing about different dharmas is to understand no one who can do anything. So it's to let go of the idea of I that makes an effort. If there is understanding of the Cetasika Virya, and understanding, it's arising now, moments with attachment, moments of understanding, weak or strong. It's a conditioned dharma. It's not I that can make right effort arise. And if I try, that's lobha. It's not understanding.
Yeah, okay.
Sarah, at 10 o'clock today, I was considering whether I should join the Dhamma discussion or I should do something else on the beach, and the beach won in the end. So can you explain to me what kind of conditions is that? I'm very inclined to listening to the Dhamma, But at that time, I had some thinking, um, I will hear the same contents again, so I'd rather go to the beach and contemplate on the seeing, on hearing, and touching. So when real life situations like that, conventionally we say I make the choice, but obviously my past karma that led me to the beach.
We say past karma, but actually it's not past karma so much as at each moment. We discussed yesterday there is cetana, cetasika, intention. At each moment, after seeing, hearing, and so on, there's thinking. So thinking about going left or going right. The thinking that arises now depends on conditions. Thinking about what to say at this moment depends on conditions. Who knows what I will say next? Even I have no idea. So it's the thinking which is conditioned now. The cetana, which arises with every citta, is conditioned now. The virya, which arises at moments of thinking wisely or unwisely, is conditioned now. Maybe you stay at home and you're grumpy. You get out the Dhamma book and you're grumpy because really you're dreaming about being on the beach, relaxing. Who knows what will arise next? And we didn't have a discussion this morning, so you didn't miss out anyway. So I think it was a good choice. So each moment of thinking, each moment of grumpiness, each moment of wise considering is by conditions, not by my choice.
And firstly, congratulations, Kevin, on your confidence that even at the beach there can be useful reflection on seeing and hearing. I think that's just the sort of thing. It's just the sort of way we believe the Buddha was teaching the Dhamma. He was teaching for everyone, not just for monks, lay people also who lead busy lay lives. He didn't ask them to suspend their business in order to study his teaching at all. He encouraged them to continue and to support their family and so forth. This is how it has to be, because any idea, any notion of a practice is going to lead one in a direction that is taking one further away, for the reason I said, that thinking that there can be focusing on realities is misconceived, because they will only ever appear to when awareness and understanding actually arise. So the question is, what are the conditions or the factors for the natural arising of awareness and understanding that takes a reality, a conditioned reality, as its object?
But Jonathan, I went to the beach and I completely forgot to consider the Dhamma.
Right.
I enjoyed all the sensual pleasure that I had on the beach.
Right, but not because you hold the view that it's not possible to consider the Dhamma at the beach, right? So we could be in a Dhamma discussion and be forgetful in a Dhamma discussion.
Sorry, I really believe that there was one and I missed it. And when I was on the beach, then I said, then I wish I could join the Dhamma talk.
Yeah, we all have regret, moments of regret, and other reality.
So which one is better?
Understanding what is presently appearing is always better, regardless of whether it's kusala, agusala, nama or rupa.
Understanding the regret at that moment is more precious than being in another place or doing anything special. So it's always back to the moment, because the seeing here, the seeing there, the thinking there, the decision to go there rather than come here, each one is conditioned. So instead of thinking about what it should be or how there should be more awareness or remembrance, it's all about now. If there's strong attachment now, it's a Dhamma. all anatta, sabbe Dhamma anatta. This is the main point, again and again. So whatever arises now is conditioned. There can be understanding any time. And if there's not, and one minds that there's no understanding, what's the reality? Clinging again. Ajahn, would you like to?
Yes, I've just got one question for Kevin before Ajahn takes over. Is it your understanding, Kevin, that the awareness and understanding cannot arise without a practice situation? That it cannot arise?
No, I mean that if we don't give ourselves a proper conditions or environments for a simple mind that can tend to the wisely to the object, then we miss it. I'm not saying that what you said. I say that if we simplify our life, refrain our sensual doors.
Right. So, where did the Buddha speak about the proper environment for awareness and understanding to occur?
Yeah, he keep advising us in every sutta that we should refrain our sensual doors, to purify what we inject into our sense organs.
Kevin, are you there?
Yes,
Where are you?
I'm sitting in my room. Yeah.
Say, what are you?
Conventionally, I have a name and a job and a family, but in the absolute term, that I'm just a combination of nama and rupa.
No reality.
Yes, realities.
What are reality?
Physical and mental realities are happening.
One by one, please.
My rupa is changing. My every cells is changing. And my mental phenomena like
All
thinking,
me, all mine. What is there now?
all changing, and not
What
stopping
is there
even one.
now? What is there now?
Then now is I receive information through my sense doors, and I'm aware
Little
of
by
that.
little, please.
Sorry.
Little by little, just one word at a time. What are you?
Combination of nama and rupa.
Okay, combination means many, many realities. Is that right?
Correct.
What is now appearing?
Visible objects, sound.
Not the house, not the table, not family, not your wife, your children. Is that
Yes,
right?
also,
So what
also.
is the absolute truth of what is seen now? Because there is seeing right now. What is so true? The absolute truth, the absolute reality, which cannot be changed at all. It is ultimate truth. What is there now? Just one reality at a time.
Touching?
Is it Kevin?
No.
So what is touching?
Contact of the rupa outside to my skin.
Or the body sense or your skin?
Yeah, body sense.
Body sense. Does body sense arise? Does the skin arise?
No.
Is there skin?
There's a rupa that made up the skin.
Is it hard?
Yeah.
So hardness is skin or skin is hardness?
And neither. Hardness is hardness.
No skin.
No.
So what is touched?
The hardness of the chair that understood by my knowing.
Not the skin.
No. Through the sense material of the skin.
And touching is you, or it's just a reality which touches.
It is a reality.
So in truth, know you, anatta. Right?
Exactly.
So
Know you.
no atta. All dhammas are anatta. Learn to understand the truth when it's there appearing. For example, right now, what is seen does not appear as it is. Is that right?
What is seen
Appears
is not
now does
appear.
not appear as it is.
Because of ignorance, we don't see that.
What appears now does not appear as it is. What does it mean?
It means that we take what appears as I, as ego, so we don't see
It's
just
right
as
or
appearing.
wrong.
It's wrong.
So is wrong understanding a reality?
Correct. It's
Not
wrong.
you, right?
Mm.
It's seeing you.
Both. Conventionally, I see myself.
Not conventionally. We are talking about the ultimate truth.
No,
To
I
let
cannot
go
see.
the idea of atta.
I cannot see myself anywhere at all.
There is the idea of I or something. Is it right or wrong? Idea.
It's wrong.
Shall it be eradicated? Can it be eradicated? Can it be eliminated?
It can.
How? Is there
By
any way?
understanding.
So now it's the beginning to understand. There's no caving, no table, no chair. No matter what word we heard, consider it, not to be convinced, but consider it carefully, because the truth is so very deep, very, very subtle, because what appears now does not appear as it is at all. That's why we learn to understand. It appears as something or someone all the time. So with wrong understanding, one just lives in the world of atta, while no atta at all. What is conditioned to arise as soon as it has arisen, it falls away instantly. Is that right? Right now, anytime. And can it be realized?
It can.
That's why learn to have confidence of the truth of it, little by little, a little more, until right understanding develops firmer and firmer. Satya Barami, Virya Barami, Kanti Barami, Nekama Barami, Adidana Barami. See? Now is it a path leading to understand the truth of anatta?
It is.
So, not at the moment, it's only moment of understanding the truth, little by little. So, how many moments of understanding the truth in a day?
Countless moments.
See, now it's time to begin to carefully consider each word of truth. Anatta. Is this atta or anatta?
Anatta.
What is it? What is this?
Rupa.
Really? What kind of rupa? What type of rupa?
It's the 28 kind of rupas in there, but it's not, doesn't have like living and gender and things. It's just plain rupa.
What rupa can be seen now?
Yes, it's got
What kind of rupa can be seen now?
visible rupa.
Only
Yeah.
one doorway. So is there Kunsara here?
Sorry.
Do you see Kun Sarah?
No, and she's behind the camera.
Now I can.
Yeah.
Begin to understand the moment of seeing. It cannot see people and things at all. No road, no house, no tree, no flowers. Just that which is seen, which impinge on the eye base, conditioned seeing to arise to see. And seeing is conditioned by karma, wholesome or unwholesome deeds, to experience the present or unpleasant object by conditions, right? Anatta. No one can make anything arise at all. Whatever arises now is by conditions only. And there are so many conditions, not only one condition, because just the eye cannot condition seeing, right? So the eye arises and falls away. It does not belong to anyone. It's gone forever, never to arise again. So the eye is not my eye or anyone's eye. It's just a reality which the visible object or that which is seen can impinge on it. Only that, see, just right, to be a rupa. The rupa means that which arises, falls away, but cannot experience anything at all. So what is taken for Kevin? What are they?
It's the agreement, it's the concept.
Without the reality which experiences the object, can there be seeing, and is taken for I see. Without the eye, the rupa, not hardness, but the special kind of rupa, which only the rupa, the visible object, can impinge on it. Does it belong to anyone? Or is conditioned to arise and fall away by karma? That's why we learn little by little, just one word at a time. We just talk about karma because we know we have talked about it many times. But if it's not been heard at all, how can no one understand what karma means? Is that right? So in truth, is there anyone or anything?
Sorry?
In truth, is there anyone or anything?
No.
That is anatta. And right understanding is a reality, not you or I or anyone at all. Whenever it arises, it understands what is there as it is. So it's right understanding. And what is wrong understanding?
We take the idea of I into the
So now, no one. Right understanding is a reality. Wrong understanding is a reality. Seeing is a reality. Hearing, thinking, all day, all night, all life, through the life. All are Dhammas. So no doubt about Dhamma. But there is just very little understanding of all Dhammas in life. That's why we learn little by little the truth of what is there now appearing, to let go the idea of the cup or the table or the chair or the house. In truth, little by little. Is it painful to know the truth? Or not painful at all? So joy. Because there is the way to understand the truth, to let go ignorance and wrong understanding.
So,
Kevin, you mentioned guarding the sense doors. Is guarding the sense doors something that we can do, or is it something that requires the arising of the appropriate mental factor or mind state?
Well, both are true. So if we make an effort and take the idea of I of doing that, but in reality it's still nama and rupa at work. So we cannot say that we stand on this truth and say that the other truth is wrong. That is how why I brought up the question at the beginning.
Can guarding the sense doors be affected by anything other than the kusala citta?
Absolutely, that's correct. Yeah.
So, can kusala citta arise because we have the intention of guarding the sense doors?
Yes. The wise intention is a condition, and it arises because of other conditions. Without any inclination to the Buddha teaching, no one would even consider. But we are lucky to know the teaching, so we start considering.
So what is the kusala citta that guards the sense doors?
Many things at that time. The chetana, the fear of the unwholesome, the sati, panya, many kusala chetana at that time.
Right, but these are factors, especially panya and all kinds of kusala, that arise by conditions. So they cannot be summoned up in order to perform their duty because we decided to sit in practice. So what are the factors that give rise to the awareness and understanding that perform the function of guarding the sense doors?
If we never heard of the Buddha teaching and we practice guarding the sense doors and trying to achieve some calmness and naturally consider the Dhamma and develop some understanding, so we could be a future Buddha. Because the Bodhisattva did the same thing. He never heard of any other teaching, and he was considering the reality and try and errors many times. So with full of ignorance, the Bodhisattva made a lot of wrong practice, and they all conditioned the right understanding in the end. Because without the mistakes, I don't think that.
But like now, it's not the mistakes and the wrong understanding and the idea of I guarding, I making an effort, I focusing on an object that leads to the right understanding. It's in spite of the mistakes and wrong understanding, there are moments of wise considering and understanding. So it's that understanding that accumulates. Like now, as you and Ajahn were discussing, there's so much ignorance. So it's not because of the ignorance now that there's wise considering. It's because in spite of the ignorance, in between, there are moments of wise considering. And just as a small break for you, Robert has a question. Do you want to bring up your question, Robert, your topic?
Hello. Yeah, yesterday in the Chinese-English discussion, someone was talking about concepts, and John said concepts are a product of thinking. But is there a better way because of phrasing that? Because product almost sounds like concepts have some sort of reality, whereas they're just concepts. I'm just wondering if we can think of a better way of putting that. Yeah.
As we know, concepts.
Is that clear?
Clear. Concepts make known. So as Kevin was saying, we have to use concepts. Cup makes known what we're talking about. Without realities, and memory, there couldn't be the idea of cup. but it's just that which is thought about at this moment without thinking. There are no concepts, so I think that was what's meant.
What about concepts of the language of thinking?
I'll have to think about that. Yeah, it's always a difficult one. I was just wondering if you had better ideas, John or Sarah or anyone. Yeah, I mean,
Concepts
the
are
thinking is real.
what
The
is thought
concepts
about,
are not.
and not just that which is thought about, the ideas that are thought about, perhaps we can say. So John may like
Let's think about it.
give a comment about concept.
Without the nimitta of sound, can there be concepts? Without the nimitta of shape of the visible object, can there be concept?
These are questions for you, Robert.
Yeah. Thank you, Ajahn. So we know concepts come about because of realities. Like I like the way they put it in the Abhidhamata Sangaha, that concepts are the shadow of what is really there. So, I sort of understand it, but it's getting the phrasing is right, Ajahn.
How come to be concept?
Well, because there are many realities, and the nature of the mind is the mind is a concept-making machine in some ways. So that's all.
The differences of the object, seen, heard, and so on, condition, concept, the shape, the form of what is experienced, one by one, until it appears by way of nimitta, the sign and the mark of a reality. So there is the concept of that reality, like seeing is a concept.
Well, what do you mean seeing as a concept, Ajahn? You mean the nimitta?
Nimitta of seeing, not just
Yes,
one
okay.
seeing can be known. Yeah.
Okay.
So the arising and falling away so rapidly of all kinds of Dhamma condition the nimitta, shape and form, to be known what is what, and that is concept. Even the sounds are different from moment to moment, high or low, soft or hard, and so on.
Your comment that the mind is a concept-making machine is a good one, but I think saying that the concepts are the product of the mind is exactly the same kind of, says much the same thing.
Yeah, I agree, John. I just, when I heard you say that yesterday, I was thinking, it's right, but can we come up with better, ways of putting it,
Yeah. Right. No. Yeah. Whatever is comes to mind at the moment is what I say, but I don't have a particular way of explaining that. But it seems quite clear to me that whenever there's thinking, there are concepts, and the two go together unavoidably.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, I just saw your question in the note. I think you'd better bring that one up.
Sorry,
because other people here can't see it.
Leave the mic for others, but since you invite, so according to our teaching here, the Bodhisattva did it all wrong. He did nothing except accumulating wrong understanding all his life. He took the idea of I, took the concepts, tried to focus here and there. So if he did it all wrong, how could he accumulate any understanding at all for the final moment of enlightenment?
Well, of course, the Bodhisattva is a very special case. And it is said that at the time he made his vow and was affirmed, he had developed sufficient understanding to become enlightened in that lifetime. So it's not correct to say that he had not developed understanding. But by virtue of taking that vow, it meant that he could not become enlightened until he had developed all the perfections. So the effect of that vow is to prolong by an incredible time period his final enlightenment. And in that interval, the conditions were such that he could not further develop understanding because his understanding was already at the point of enlightenment. So it couldn't be developed any further as a bodhisattva until he was ready for enlightenment as a Sammasambuddha. So that's generally the situation there.
And I do.
And just one final comment: we shouldn't be looking at the Bodhisattva's lifetime and trying to draw implications from that as to what the Buddha taught. We should look at his teaching, what he said, rather than what he did as a bodhisattva or what the monks he was teaching did, because it's easy to draw a wrong conclusion from that. It's his words, his teaching, in his disclosure of the truths to which he became enlightened that are important.
Yes, I'm not sure that we can say that it was all he did was wrong and wrong practice, and but that's a topic in itself. But I agree with Jonathan. In the end, what were the truths that he was enlightened to? What was the path that he taught? That's really what is important. I'd just like to invite anyone here in the corner, if anyone has any comment or anything to add, Metta or Pete or yes.
Yes, may I introduce myself? My name is Pang, P-A-N-G. It's very glad to join this here. I would like to raise the question, like sometime like akusala leads to kusala. Sorry, akusala Dhamma leads to kusala, right? So, because like when we spend our life in the general individuals, we found like disappointment, and that is akusala, and that is why we mostly as individuals trying to find a way to relieve that disappointment, to make it feel. But as Ajahn say, the ultimate goal is to understand the realities. That is the main point. So I have always listening the chair, but deciding to join this class today is trying to ignite the attempt that trying to try to make frequent habit to listen and try to understand more. And can I ask Ajahn, how can we develop the habit of we have to frequent try to practice we do frequent listening or studying Dhamma, then we have error. That's my point. How can we develop the habit that support our consistent behaviors to listening Dhamma?
Without understanding at all, can it be such you wish to be?
Never.
Never. That's why there are not just only loba, attachment, but there is also chanda, interest. We all have ignorance, but when someone heard the word about the truth, different accumulation, different chanda, at moment of having chanda to listen, what is that? What does it mean? How about that? It can condition moment of listening. with attachment, loba, akusala. But later on, the understanding begins to develop, so the chanda arises with akusala, attachment, can gradually condition the moment of understanding the truth. Because there cannot be understanding instantly, but there can be moment of listening, considering wisely to understand the truth. No one understands the truth before hearing about seeing and so on. And someone has no interest at all. But someone is interested in why talking about seeing. It's so simple. Why it's so very difficult to understand it as it is. So attachment is there. With chanda, listening again and again and again until it conditions the moment of understanding.
How do we develop that
Not we.
Not us again.
Yeah.
Like whenever one thinks about how can I find a way, or how can I develop, or how can I ignite, then this is loba with the idea of what can I do, how can I do it. So there may be interest, chanda, but there's also moments of wrong understanding what I can do. But in between there can be moments of considering wisely. Actually, these are just different dhammas. Even when one says, how can I, with an idea of how can I make a strong effort, like Kevin mentioned, or how can I listen more carefully, it's I wanting to do something. It's not the understanding of dhammas. When we talk about the characteristic of chanda, the interest, how it can be wholesome or unwholesome, there can be the beginning of understanding. It's just a dhamma,
But
not my interest or what I shall do.
can chanta can change to be like kusala?
Chanda can be kusala or akusala at moments of how can I understand better, how can I listen more, how can I make a right effort. Chanda is there, but it's akusala chanda with loba and wrong understanding at those moments. At moments of considering carefully what Ajahn said and having an interest in understanding dhammas naturally, not I doing anything, then kusala chanda at those moments. So the akusala chanda doesn't change to kusala chanda. Some moments akusala chanda with loba, some moments kusala chanda with wise considering, careful attention, different moments. And that's very natural, no matter whether one's on the beach or at home, sitting or standing. Moments of kusala, moments of akusala. So not a matter of trying to change it or make it different or how can I do this or that, but just letting the understanding develop itself, confidence that it does develop and begins to understand a little more about what appears, no matter it's loba or akusala chanda or seeing or any reality. Very glad that you've joined us.
Yes. Are you saying that when we have more understanding in the right ultimate way, and our habits will be changed automatically? Something.
So again and again, not my understanding or Ajahn's understanding or anyone's understanding. It's just a dhamma. As understanding develops and accumulates, the habit of wholesome interest, of careful attention, of satya parami and the other wholesome factors we've been discussing develop naturally. Wholesome virya develops naturally. No idea of I making a strong effort or no thought of I going to practice, because the wholesome virya, the wholesome chanda, all the other wholesome factors, the confidence, develop naturally with that understanding. And that's why Ajahn was talking earlier about the different paramis, the different perfections. These qualities can only develop with right understanding. Without right understanding, there cannot be any of these qualities developing at all. So from beginning to end, it's the understanding of dhammas as anatta, not I doing anything.
Thank you.
Yeah, very good questions, Pang. Very welcome.
It's like the joining a live concert to be here, then listen just like the online. You know what I mean? Yes. Thank you, Ajahn. And another thing that have a question is like, sometimes as an individual we are doing the work, right? As a general individual, and we will think sometimes we lack of listening Dhamma because we have to stay in our life. But as for me, at this period, when I was thinking to listen to Dhamma when I feel uncomfortable, and I'm thinking that, hey, I am taking the benefits from the Buddhist thought. Actually, I'm trying to say exploit the benefits from the understanding the Buddhist, but that is not the truth. We should understanding that understanding the truth right now, the ultimate truth that is sight, that is here, that is the only way that we can, that is the genuine thought of our Buddhas. Is that true, right?
Yes. So you're talking about using the Dhamma to help us get over some anxiety,
yes,
or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's not the right reason for studying the Dhamma, of course, but we don't have to stop studying just because it's not the right reason. So as long as one appreciates that the proper reason for studying the Dhamma for that reason won't actually be a condition for developing understanding. So it's only when one is studying the Dhamma because one is interested in coming to a better understanding of what the Buddha taught that it will be a condition for the arising of awareness and understanding. But I wouldn't worry about, sometimes if I can't sleep, I listen to a recording of Dhamma discussion. It sends me off to sleep right away. But there's nothing wrong about that.
And what you said about, well, in your work, it's like Kevin mentioned at the beach. So still dhammas, no matter one's in a meeting, no matter one's very busy or quiet at home, whatever the occasion, whatever the situation, no matter anxiety or no anxiety, they're just different dhammas, all anatta. And understanding can arise any time, unexpectedly, not by trying to make it happen.
Thank you. And this, maybe just a little understanding can arise from the very long journey in Sangsara Vatta, right? And I think today it's a good, another little bit understanding for me in very long Sangsara. Thank you, Ajahn. Thank you, Kunsara.
You indicated you've been listening to Ajahn's teaching online before. Is this the first time you've attended a live discussion?
I have been listening to Ajahn online and occasionally join the Thai sessions. Yes, a little bit no. Yeah, yes.
And anytime, please join any of our English Zoom discussions too. Very, very welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Ajahn Pete invite me to join.
Okay, good,
And
good.
this is my
a good friend.
Yeah, but because in a large session is quite maybe a little bit not rare to ask, and they let another ask because English is quite limited communication in Thailand, and this is my great opportunity to asking and share some international perspective, something like this.
We're very informal, so.
Anyone else in the corner there?
And I wanted to ask Met or Pete, do you have any comment to make to Kevin or anyone? would you like to add anything?
Just a little. I think the object of interest and wise considering is the right word of the Buddha, the right words of the Buddha. So that's why it conditions the next moment of understanding, because the Buddha words are the most precious thing, the most precious object.
Pete, I agree completely with you, but I'm going to ask you to explain a bit further, because most people have the idea that what will bring more awareness and understanding is wise consideration of, say, the mental state of the present moment, or the seeing and hearing of the present moment, rather than of the words of the Buddha. You said that the right object of wise consideration is the words of the Buddha, his teaching. What would you say to someone who says, well, the right object of wise consideration is agusala, the present agusala that's arising, for example, attachment?
I think it depends on conditions, but if someone who can I'm sorry, my English is not that good, but
You're in the hot seat.
I'm trying. So
let me just add a bit more then. So for many people, they can't actually see the connection between reflecting on what the Buddha taught and the arising of a moment of awareness and understanding, because they think for that you have to be focused on a single reality. So their idea of wise consideration is focusing on a single reality, whereas what we are saying is the right object of the focus, if you like, or attention of consideration, the right object of reflection is the Buddha's teaching, his words, what he was saying, what he meant by what he was saying, etc.
Yes, because the word of the Buddhas are the most precious object, but it doesn't mean anyone who listens to the Buddha can have right understanding without wise consideration, because if someone take the Buddha words as self, I do, I develop, it's not his teaching, it's wrong view. So it cannot condition the moment of understanding.
Right. And also it's not just considering his words, his teaching in the abstract, like someone who is studying Buddhism at university or something like that. It's appreciating that his words are describing something about the present moment, and appreciating that his teaching on whether it's the khandhas or the dhatus or the nature of conditioned reality is all about what is the reality of the present moment.
Yes.
Not the words, but the realities as revealed by the words of the Buddha. And we're just running very short of time. Ramesh, lots of discussions today. Anything that is not clear or you would like to ask about or understand better?
I'm blank.
Is there any...
For you to put him in the hot seat,
Okay.
to ask a specific question.
So Kevin was talking about making an effort, focusing on a particular object, sitting quietly. These are all ideas you're very familiar with from your meditation practices. Now, at this moment, is there any need to make an effort, focus on object?
Me and myself always Prakash discussing that in the room. He is making lot of efforts to acquire something, and he always used to talk, even giving a single minute without any giving pause or something after going to the room. I was just telling him that you don't make great efforts to acquire more Dhamma every minute, every second. I was feeling that he was making lot of efforts to acquire more Dhamma with consistency and all those things. So after listening to Kevin and all, so naturally Dhamma will arise after, if we have in certain conditions. That is what I was introspecting myself.
So in truth, is there a Prakash that can make an effort? Can anyone make an effort? Prakash?
Prakash.
Prakash.
Yeah.
Any Prakash that can make an effort?
No.
No.
There is no self. Anatta is there.
Yes. So when there's the idea that I make a strong effort or Prakash makes a strong effort, is it right or wrong?
Wrong.
Wrong. So it seems like in the room he is making a strong effort. And
By disturbing me, he makes a lot of effort.
So this is what we say conventionally, he disturbs you because he's making a strong effort.
Yes.
But is there really a he?
Huh?
Is
No.
No. So what is the disturbing now? What is the truth at the moment of being disturbed?
Isn't just an idea.
Just thinking about
thinking.
Prakash making a lot of noise and doing this and that. But it's actually just thinking about the stories about Prakash.
Yes.
In truth, just moments of seeing, hearing, thinking at that moment, thinking with annoyance, thinking about Prakash. But where is Prakash? Just the idea that is thought about. And when there's the idea that I am making an effort, what is the reality?
I didn't get you.
When it seems I'm making an effort, like I'm making an effort to concentrate now, what is the reality? Is it
That there is no I.
no I? It's just thinking about making an effort. That's all.
Yes.
Thinking, maybe with wrong understanding at that moment.
Yes.
Yes. So whatever we're talking about, they're just different dhammas. In truth, no Prakash, however one pronounces his name, just different ideas about Suchi and Prakash, Pete, and so on.
Yes.
So we live in the world of dreams and ideas and fantasies all day long. Yes. No matter at the beach or in the meditation center or here, thinking about different stories one after the other. But the aim is not to stop thinking about the stories, but to understand the truth at this moment.
Yes.
Anything else, Ajahn?
When you say blank, what do you mean?
The question, I didn't understand the question.
What is it? A reality?
Yes.
What is it? See, we learn to understand the truth of any moment, any time. Is it real?
Yes, real.
So what is it? That's why we study Dhamma, to understand the truth, little by little.
Can there be any moment where there's no thinking, no memory, no cetasikas arising. What we call blank. So what we call blank just means actually there's thinking, and there's memory at that moment, but there's not thinking about what we would like to think about. There's confusion. Yes.
And also ignorance.
I wanted to say confusion.
So it's the ignorance now?
No.
It's not blank?
I didn't get.
Ignorance is there now.
Is a blank now.
No.
No. Different moments of a little wise considering, moments of ignorance, moments of confusion, seeing different dhammas.
Yes.
All anatta. No one can stop confusion arising. No one can stop blank. No one can make the wise considering arise. No one can make kusala, chanda arise. It's just daily life. Each dhamma by conditions. And if there is minding, wishing there was more wholesome chanda now or less confusion, then that's just more lobha that's being accumulated, more clinging to I. It can be understood too. Just different dhammas.
Yes.
Anything else you would like to bring up, Prakash or Ramesh, before we carry on, if you'd like to, for a little while?
Okay. Ajahn mentioned seeing or hearing is conditioned by karma. Maybe that is how can I understand that? Conditioned by karma.
A little more about karma. This is actually partly for Kevin. So we say conventionally, oh, I went to the beach by karma. I think that was Kevin's comment. So this is just a kind of conventional idea of karma, or the weather is so bad karma. But as we discussed yesterday, karma is cetana, cetasika. And the results of karma, we discussed different kinds of cetana, different degrees, different factors. When the cetana is strong enough, arising of kusala or akusala citas, it can bring results. And the results are either particular kinds of rupas, not the hardness of the cup, that's not the result of karma, but the eye sense, the ear sense now are the results of karma. The masculinity, femininity, which arises and falls away at each moment, results of karma. The heart base, results of karma. Or we discussed different mental, different namas that are the result of karma. Seeing now is a result of karma. Hearing now is a result of karma. The mental factors, the cetasikas that arise with seeing or hearing, are also the result of karma. But the thinking about going to the beach, the thinking about blank and the confusion are not the result of karma. These are the habits, the unwholesome habits that have been accumulated. So wholesome and unwholesome habits have been accumulated. So on account of what is seen or heard, there is thinking with wholesome or unwholesome habits about what is seen, what is heard, and so on. So what was your particular question about seeing and hearing? Can you repeat it?
Seeing is conditioned by karma. Like I'm seeing, there is a seeing is happening, rather I seeing it, hearing is happening. How can I understand that this seeing is conditioned by karma, or this hearing, the sound I heard just now, is conditioned by karma. Understanding level. Yeah.
Well, how can something be directly understood by choice?
Okay.
Not possible. Just like, can seeing itself be directly understood by choice?
Okay.
By wanting to...
Theoretically, how can I understand? In that?
Theoretically?
Yeah.
So even for the Aryans, even for the Buddha, seeing of pleasant sights, seeing unpleasant sights, painful bodily experience, pleasant bodily experience, because it's all the result of past karma. But the annoyance, the aversion, the attachment on account is cause. So that's why for those who've eradicated or unwholesome factors, there are still the results from past karma. So the painful experience at this moment of what is when it's too hard or too hot,
Touch, yeah.
that is all result, different from the accumulated habits.
And another way of approaching it, is it possible that deeds carry consequences for the doer
Yes.
in and of themselves?
Yes.
Yes. So what would those consequences be?
The hanger.
Sorry?
Hanger, when there is a hanger, we may...
Anger.
Hanger.
Anger.
Yes.
Anger.
Yeah.
Yes.
When someone is
Angry.
angry,
Yes.
you may use certain words. That is the deeds.
That is the deed, right?
Yeah.
So what's the consequence of the deed? Using angry words to another person, harsh speech.
Our speech, yeah.
Yeah, can be strong.
Yes.
Does it bring consequences for the doer, for the
Yes.
speaker?
Yes.
What are those consequences?
Consequences like, in conventional way, we may lose the relationship with him. As example, if I use harsh word, conventional.
That's not a consequence
Okay.
that is inherent in the... Because often it doesn't... A person can kill someone but not get away with it and not suffer any punishment for it.
Okay.
Right?
Mm.
And someone who has not killed someone might be wrongly convicted and spend time in jail. So we have to think of some other way of what would be the consequences that are inherent in deeds, good and bad.
So it means you will again face the such kind of situation, someone abusing that person or using harsh word to him. That is the consequences you are saying about?
So as we discussed yesterday, 3 rounds, there is the akusala, the attachment or the anger.
Okay.
There are the deeds,
Okay. Okay.
harsh
Aversion
words, and then the results. What about the birth consciousness? It's a result of past karma. So but not just birth consciousness, all those other realities. Even at the first moment of birth, there are 3 groups of rupas conditioned by the same karma at that moment. And then there are the chittas that are like the ones in deep sleep. And then moments later of seeing and hearing. So these are all the results. If we try to work it out in conventional ways, he spoke harshly and then the friend spoke harshly to him, we won't understand the dhammas.
Okay.
Let's see if Ajahn would like to say anything more, and then I think we'll be finishing up.
Yeah.
Can anything arise at will?
No, Ajahn.
So we learn to understand what is the condition for such reality to arise. For example, the birth moment, see, without conditions, can it be born different being?
No, with conditions.
So all depends on conditions. And we learn about the cause and the result. That's why the cause cannot be the result. For example, seeing now, can it be cause?
It is a result. It is a result, seeing now.
By the cause.
Okay.
Of a cause.
Cause. Yeah.
Yes.
What is the
And when
cause
it's
here?
result, it's like finished. It's a result. The cause is like getting angry. The anger is a cause. Seeing now, the hearing is a result.
But at the time of seeing, that's the point I was also trying to get understand theoretically. Seeing now, what is the cause for seeing now?
But
What is the cause for hearing now?
all we can say is the cause is deeds done in the past. We cannot link.
Yeah, yeah.
We cannot link it to any
Yeah.
specific
Mm,
deed.
mm, mm.
So if the object of the seeing is pleasant, then it would have been a wholesome deed. If the object of the seeing is an unpleasant one, then it would have been an unwholesome deed.
Unwholesome deed. Okay.
That's all that can be said.
Mm,
So we don't need to go into it any deeper than that.
mm.
We don't need to try and prove that seeing is a result of karma, for example, because that would lead us down a wrong path, a distraction from having an understanding of the nature of any reality appearing at the present moment.
Okay. We'll stop there.
Gradually begin to learn there are many different causes, many different conditions. Like karma is not enough as a condition for seeing to arise. There has to also be the visible object that has impinged on eye sense. So there has to be eye sense, which has also been conditioned by karma. And there has to have been the citta immediately before seeing that has fallen away for that seeing to arise. So little by little we learn about different causes, different conditions, just to understand that there are only dhammas, all anatta, not by anyone's will or choice to have strong effort or go here or do this or that. Okay, I think we'll wind it up here, and tomorrow we have, for those at home, full day of discussion. Tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, 2 more days, same times. Thanks very much to everyone at home for joining.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Sarah, and everyone.